All eyes on Doge. Big runner. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big runner. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.60. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Hey everybody, Kriss here. Welcome on a Thursday. How's everybody doing? We're chopping. We're still chopping here. But you know what? When it comes to Dogecoin, you got to earn it. You got to earn it. And we are all earning it right now because it ain't easy, right? It's not easy being a Dogecoin holder or really just about any altcoin right now. It's like it's all Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. So that's why you should also have Bitcoin in your portfolio, so I say. So we're going to talk about that. What's going on with Bitcoin, what's going on with Doge, altcoins, and what the sentiment is out there. Because, you know, it's like a lot of dumping on Doge going on. I see it in the comments. Doge is dead. Got another one today. Doge is dead. It's like, it's still the 9th largest cryptocurrency by market cap. It's not going anywhere. Doge is the one that's like standing in the corner, right? Saying, yeah, he's still here. Still here. Not going anywhere. But I hate to say, like, we got to wait and be patient, but we got to wait and be patient. Yeah, I know, Ryan. I know. Yep. And we got stock market, new all-time high. You know, it's just like NASDAQ is a new all-time high. The stocks are going up. And it's just like, wait a minute. Well, stocks are going up. Bitcoin kind of going up. But the alts, the money is just not in the altcoins right now. Oh, ETH a little bit on ETH right now, but not in the memes though. Bonk, Whiff, Pepe, all down, big. So that's what's going on. Hey, let's take a look. Let me drop down here in the corner. Let's go through this, and then I'll check in on the chat and see how you guys are doing. It's just like Wall Street Bets is like Dogecoin down 2.25%. I guess the meme ran out of meme. Somebody tweet at Elon fast. It's like, that's the lazy out, right? That's the lazy out. Oh, to get Elon to tweet something, Dogecoin will go up. It's just like, that'd be too easy. That would be too easy to do that. So, no. Too easy. That's not going to happen. Like I say, you got to earn it, right? You got to earn it. And they go, what about Dogecoin? What about Bitcoin, though? And I'm like, well, first, what's going on in the news? The big thing now, again, I've been telling you, right? These deadlines and stuff that happens. It's like White House signals July 9th trade deadline may be extended. Huh. Who might have said that? Like last week, and then again earlier this week. All these things, tariff deals, right? The tariffs, right? It's like, oh, looming tariffs, right? The Fed is like not going to lower interest rates because their fear of what tariffs are going to do to inflation and all of this. And it's just like, this big deadline is coming up and it's going to be volatility in the markets. And I just like, deadline? There's no deadline with the Trump administration. Deadlines come and go and they move them and change them and all that, right? I said that. And now look what happens today. Trade deadline may be extended. Of course, right? It's just how it goes. I've been around the block a few times. But yet, Bitcoin. What's going on with Bitcoin? Why is Bitcoin not dropping like other cryptos? And it's like, look, publicly traded companies with Bitcoin on balance sheet. It's more than double the number of companies that have Bitcoin on their balance sheet from last year. This is this Bitcoin accumulation strategic reserve. Oh, we got to have a little Bitcoin, right? On the balance sheet. Numbers are going up on Bitcoin. They're not adding alts to their balance sheet, except one company. There's one company buying ETH. Other than that, I guess there's a couple Solana companies too, come to think of it. Dogecoin will come. Dogecoin ETFs will start this fall, and then people will be like, oh, let's buy some Doge. Maybe, I don't know. But right now, where we're sitting here, before all of that happens, all the talk is about Bitcoin. Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. Right? MetaPlanet just bought another $130 million of Bitcoin. 1,234 more Bitcoin for their stash. They now have 12,345 Bitcoin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just a number, right? It's just a number. That's over $1.3 billion in Bitcoin just sitting in the MetaPlanet treasury now. They're doing what MicroStrategy is doing, right? Just buying and hodling Bitcoin. So you wonder, why is Bitcoin dominance so high? Why is Bitcoin performing better than Dogecoin and just about all other alts? And all the alts are like bleeding against Bitcoin, right? That's what Ben Cowan into the cryptoverse says, bleeding against Bitcoin. It's because of this. Governments, banks, institutions, big companies just buying Bitcoin. They're not buying alts. They're not buying other things. Now World Liberty Finance, right? The Trump thing. They're buying some alts. They're buying some Chainlink and some others. That's small potatoes compared to this. And retail just doesn't have the money this time. 2021, we all had stimmy checks, right? We all had the stimulus checks, and we were buying alts. Bitcoin was too expensive back then. Was it? Now looking back, it's like, was it really? Maybe we should have buying some Bitcoin too. Like I said, my portfolio going forward is Dogecoin and Bitcoin, and maybe a couple other little things for the fun of it. And that's it. And that's it. And I'll swing trade stuff here and there, because I'm a trader for that part of it. So, and of course, Crypto Rovers, like every single time, right? Bitcoin breaks through a resistance line, breaks through a resistance line, breaks through a resistance line, breaks through a resistance line. What's about to happen now? Because this is what Bitcoin is doing. Bitcoin is keeping the market from completely crashing, actually, is what Bitcoin's doing. But Bitcoin steeps. Bitcoin keeps going up. Bitcoin is not crashing. Now we got guys like James Wynn, loser, James Wynn, right, who's got some big shorts on Bitcoin, and he doesn't get it. It's like, this guy's got it. Crypto Rover, although he's a perma bull, he's like, this is what Bitcoin is doing. This is what Bitcoin is doing. It's just going to go up again. It's going to break a new all-time high, probably next week. Going to break a new all-time high, and it's going to go even higher. Because the banks, the institutions, they're all trading it. Now, we can look at the heat maps, right? And we can say, yeah, Bitcoin has been trading up and down in this range, right? Taking out the shorts, taking out the longs, taking out the shorts, taking out the longs, and now it's about to go up and take out more shorts. Yeah, did you see that, Doug? I didn't point that out, but you saw it. Okay, I'll go back. It's like my attention is always with Bitcoin. It's just all about Bitcoin, right? It's all about Bitcoin. Yeah. So yes, the leverage, DW. So now it's like, what is Bitcoin going to do here? Is it going to keep going up and down in this channel, or is it going to dip down lower and take out some big dollars down here, down at 96K, hundreds of millions of dollars? Or is it going to hit a new all-time high and it's going to take out all these shorts up here? Is it going to take out all those shorts? Because again, what is it that drives the market? For the most part, it's news and leverage, right? News and leverage. And the leverage is real on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is essentially traded around the same price region for the past 2 months. We have swept some highs, some lows during this time, but there's still two major liquidity clusters above and below in a larger range. So, and DW, that's what I was wondering. Is it going to do both? At this point right now, unless there's another big like war thing that happens, I don't see Bitcoin going down and sweeping down to, the 90s again. Yeah, but see, Jason, they're traders, right? They're traders. Just by that name, leverage traders. They are traders. And so they want to win on a big bet. And we haven't seen the big leverage trades come in yet since 100K, but they will. Because they're going to bet this is going to go up higher and they want to ride it up with leverage. That's what they want. Trader tardigrade is like, look, be simple. Bitcoin follows this pattern on the macro chart. There's a decline, there's a slow bull, and then there's a power bull. Are we about to have this big run on Bitcoin? All eyes on Bitcoin, right? Right, Doug? All eyes on Bitcoin. You saw that. Bitcoin has all the attention. CZ says, future American dream will be to own 0.1 Bitcoin, which will be more than the value of a house in the US. 0.1 Bitcoin. So now it's no longer you have to be a whole coiner, right? Now it's like, oh, if we want retail on top of all of this institutional buying, let's lower the threshold a bit. 0.1 Bitcoin. So everybody, buy 0.1 Bitcoin. 0.1 Bitcoin. I don't know how many sats that is. 100 million sats? Sats, I don't do sats. Meanwhile, the dollar index is dropping. The dollar index, the DXY, is at a 3-year low. Dollar index going down. Bitcoin goes up, dollar index goes down. For the most part, that has been the correlation. DXY goes down. Is it time for alts, though? Is it alt time yet? Do we have the final liquidity grab for altcoins and now alts are finally going to fly? As I've been saying, I don't think we're going to have a real altcoin season this cycle. For some of the reasons I just said about Bitcoin, but also for some of the reasons I said we're not flush with money yet. Again, no stimulus checks this time. We're still in quantitative tightening. We don't have the quantitative easing yet. But even then, when we get that, there's not going to be a ton of retail money. And we're not going to have retailers selling Bitcoin and flipping it over to alts. So there's the challenge there. Again, I said, this is going to be easy, right? You got to earn it. You got to earn it. It's not going to be easy. As Kev Capital says today, ever since quantitative tightening began back in 2022, and this is the chart of, let's see, what's this chart here again? Total market cap. Oh, this is others. This is alts, excluding the top 10 versus Bitcoin. That's gone down. So ever since quantitative tightening began back in 2022, which is this red line, others, which is alts versus Bitcoin, and this is alts outside of the top 10 versus Bitcoin, has pretty much crashed. Altcoin dominance topped out and has been in a bear market ever since, following the Fed's balance sheet to the T. As alts get closer and closer to their historical lows against Bitcoin, and monetary policy expectations begin to become looser, you will see the front run begin, which will likely coincide with those levels being hit. I've been saying for a long time, this is Kev Capital. I've been saying for a long time, it is just not the alt time yet for a sustainable outperformance against Bitcoin. And that is still the case. Make no mistake, though, the tides will eventually turn. We are likely rounding third on that path. That's a baseball reference for those not into sports. Rounding third on that path will probably also coincide with the remaining altcoin season caller finally waving the white flag and surrender. Well, that's going to be entertaining to watch, isn't it? But right now, alts are hurting against Bitcoin, including Doge. And we've been watching the Doge BTC trading pair as well. It is way down. So what can save the day? What can save the day? It's Dogecoin. It's Dogecoin. This is why we're going to earn it, because we're on the Dogecoin bandwagon and we're waiting, we're being patient, and it's so hard, Doge chopping around. And it's like, guys, these are gifts to buy on dips before this happens. This is Javon Marks. All we're saying is that if Doge continues to follow its trend as it did consecutively the past 2 cycles, with its runs growing in size, then we are looking at Dogecoin's prices doing a more than what? 120x. $20 Dogecoin. I don't know about that, but I will take this. I will take this. Doge, when it runs, as Jason says, it's going to run hard. Ryan says the answer is always Doge. It's Dogecoin. Dogecoin is going to save the day and lead whatever we have of altcoin season. It's going to be Dogecoin. But we have to earn it. It's not going to happen tomorrow, right? It's not going to happen. We got to get through the chop, the summer of chop, as I've been saying. We might have some little runs here and there based on this or that, but we have to earn it, guys. Got to earn it. Look, Trader Allen is like, look, Dogecoin jumped from 0.0003 to 0.0026 to 0.009 back here, 2016, 2017, right? A very kind of similar 2 hops and then 2 jumps. Is that what we're going to see in this cycle? 2 hops and then 2 jumps, $4. Maybe Dogecoin does like patterns, right? And our friend Trader Allen, he's really good at finding some patterns and looking how they could repeat. Yeah, $4.20 though. Right? That's what that should say. $4.20. Got to put the 20 cents in. But we continue. Again, pointed this out yesterday, right? U.S. Federal Housing, FHFA, said that cryptocurrency will be considered as an asset for single-family loans for Freddie Mac, Freddie Mae, or Fannie Mae loans for mortgages. Cryptocurrency, right? And of course, I called out, well, Bitcoin Magazine said that the FHFA ordered to count Bitcoin and crypto as an asset for mortgage. And that's not what they said. They didn't say Bitcoin. It doesn't say Bitcoin anywhere in this document, which I called out. If you guys remember, we go to my chart and we're like, here's where I said that yesterday. I don't see the word Bitcoin anywhere in this statement. It says cryptocurrency, which is all cryptos, including Dogecoin, but it doesn't say just Bitcoin. Right? 21 shares puts little eyeballs out there. And our friend John Carter, right? John, friend of the show, reiterates what I said back to 21 shares, just to say, hey, 21 shares, who's also a friend of Dogecoin, says, look, FHFA issues order to count Bitcoin and crypto. No. I read the letter. John also did too. I read the letter and it doesn't say the word Bitcoin anywhere. 21 shares responded, Bitcoin is the largest crypto. Yeah, I get that. But John was like, the letter doesn't specifically state Bitcoin. It says cryptocurrency, which simply clumps Bitcoin in the basket with all the others. In Dogecoin, we believe do only good every day. Because you mentioned the word Bitcoin, which 21 shares did, John says, hey, I figured I'd take this opportunity to talk with you about it for a minute. Now 21 shares knows what Bitcoin is because they are filing for a Dogecoin ETF. But John goes in like 2009, peer-to-peer, right? Satoshi's Bitcoin vision. Is that what Bitcoin is today? Is that what Bitcoin is today? And we all know that. No. Bitcoin is now the big banks, the institutions, the governments, big companies hoarding the Bitcoin like it's gold, like the gold is coming to an end, is what they're doing. Governments globally have all seized tens of billions of dollars in Bitcoin without ever having placed any value into the asset, right? Are people expected to possess Bitcoin? Well, CZ says you got to have your 0.1 Bitcoin now. Like what? The idea of cryptocurrency was to spend it, to use it, to get away from the banks and the governments and all that. Now here they all are because they just want the value of the Bitcoin. That's what Bitcoin has turned into. Government seizure of people's value is nothing new. Here are the other ways in which government acquires the value it possesses: taxes, tariffs, bonds, Fed loans, asset seizure, like all this, John points out. Bitcoin was a great asset in its time before it was aggressively seized by the governments globally and big companies. So this is why, right, our group, our merry little group here is like all on board with Doge because we see what's happening with Bitcoin. All the Bitcoin maxis who used to be for decentralized finance, right, and spending your Bitcoin. Well, I went to the Bitcoin conference to hear firsthand, and they really tried to buy things with Bitcoin and to say Bitcoin can still be used to buy things. But guess what? It's not happening, guys. Bitcoin is not being used to buy things. It's no longer a decentralized currency. Now it's just a big store of value, store of wealth. The big companies are buying it all up. But as Rob at Digital Asset News said earlier today, he was like, you know what, though? We front ran those companies, retail traders, retail buyers. I mean, I bought Bitcoin at 26K. I front ran all of those governments and corporations that are now buying Bitcoin over 100K. I just didn't have as much equity as they do. But I still bought it cheaper. My Bitcoin's cheaper than yours. I front ran you. Oh. And then Trader Allen says, look, I know it's down again, but if we look back, we can kind of see this other pattern here where there is this upward trending support. Upward trending support zone that has these big wicks that come down. And we just had a big wick that went down to 14.5 cents. We've seen it before, though. In April, we had the big wick down to 13 cents. And then last August, remember the big wick that went down to 10 cents? So this seems to be a pattern. Our friend Alan likes to point out patterns. That could be what's coming next. That could be what's coming next. And then just finally, for our Jasmy fans out there, Cyan pointed out that Jasmy has picked up a Traders League tag in Binance, still monitoring in red, but now is Traders League. So kind of interesting for Jasmy, for those that were wondering, well, is Bitcoin ever going to, is Binance ever going to drop Jasmy? It doesn't look like it. It's now in the Traders League. I don't know why they still have that monitoring. They should get rid of that. Jasmy had its dip here. Didn't quite get under a penny on the dip. And that was earlier this week. Didn't quite get under a penny. So I've got my eyes on Jasmy. Jasmy may still be one of those I buy back into. For Jasmy. I may buy back into that. But again, my portfolio, Doge and Bitcoin. Because yes, I still have that $26,000 Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Maybe that's my store of value and everything else I do is for currency. So we'll see how all that plays out. Right now, hey, Doge is starting to curl back up here. 16.2 cents now. So we do have this movement up with Doge. We got to get back up to 16.4, which is the orange line. We've continued along. I drew the blue line right at 16 cents to sort of easily show how Dogecoin was trading today versus the 16-cent line. But it looks like we're trying to arc back up to 16.4 right now. So we will watch that during the stream. How are you guys doing? How is everybody doing? Bitcoin was a cool idea. Doge works better. As a cryptocurrency, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, and right, 110 or 20 years from now, whatever it is, when the last block of Bitcoin is mined, what happens? Right? What happens? I guess it can still be mined, but you're not mining for any new Bitcoin. You're basically mining for the fees. But if everybody's hodling their Bitcoin and they're not actually using it, then there's no fees. It dies. It just sits there until someone starts selling, but there needs to be a buyer if you're selling, unless the exchanges are going to start buying it all back from everybody who's hodling it. And then what are the exchanges going to do with it? Are they going to start buying back Bitcoin? Dogecoin is better. Dogecoin will be better 100 years from now. Mark my words. Mark my words. I've been saying it. Dogecoin is the better cryptocurrency than Bitcoin. So get in early, pass it down to your kids and your kids' kids and your kids' kids' kids. The great-grandchildren will thank you. Is 13 cents a new support? Well, Trader Allen's like, no, right now it's a sloping up support. We had that last tail that went down to 14.3 or so. 14.3 was that last tail. So we have this long lower wick zone is what he's pointing out here. Good time to buy Doge and Bitcoin? Dogecoin, yes. Bitcoin? I say if you want Bitcoin right now, buy Dogecoin. And then when Dogecoin finally zooms up and we have the Doge Bitcoin trading pair like completely turn, then you can flip some of your Doge over for Bitcoin and you'll end up with more Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin better for than Dogecoin? Right now, it's the safety and security store of value. But even then, if all the markets crash, Bitcoin will be sold and Bitcoin's value will go down. But what we've seen, certainly this year, right? Fear of tariffs, market went down, Bitcoin went down some, all the altcoins went down more, right? Fear of war and United States entering the war with those bombs, right? Market went down. Bitcoin went down so far. Altcoins went down more. And so far, the altcoins have not consistently outperformed Bitcoin when it retraces back up. So Bitcoin has been outperforming almost all the altcoins, including Dogecoin, in price. But Dogecoin has not gone on its huge 2025 run yet. That's what we're waiting for. Is anyone going to invest in Uber? Tesla seems to be the place. Robo-taxis. Here come the robo-taxis. Oh. Yeah. Dylan Harper just landed in San Antonio. You got your guy, Ryan. Good luck. The Celtics drafted some 19-year-old kid in Spain for a project. I have no idea. First round pick? A project? Ugh. Can't get excited about it. Pedro, it's all about the coin count. 25,000 Doge and counting. Dips are opportunities. Investing what you're willing to lose, of course. Do only good every day. It is still cryptocurrency. Nothing is guaranteed. Yep. If Dogecoin reaches $20, I'll buy the United States. Yeah, it's not going to $20. Not going $20. No, Jason. As Ryan says, no, $18 max. 18. Exactly. Let me get caught up here. What else going on? Not as bad as Portland's pick. I don't know, Pedro, who Portland. I told everyone I'm not watching the draft. It's going to be a snooze fest. And Sunshine said, yeah, it was. It was a snooze fest. Kriss, you shouldn't have watched. I didn't. All I want to know is who the Celtics picked. In between number 1 and number 28, I didn't care. So I don't even know who took who. I don't know who any of these players are. Robo-taxis are going to start driving Optimus robots around. Yeah. I'll have my robot take a robo-taxi, right? Whether Dogecoin goes up in the fall or not, most of us are already in the game and holding, regardless of what happens. That's true. Hey, Bruce, how are you? I know, Ziggy, 100 years from now. You got to plan ahead for your great-great-grandkids. Plan ahead now. And they'll be like, wow, my great-great-great-granddad Ziggy bought Dogecoin when it was only 16 cents. Euro. Yep. Coinbase wallets get hacked. Yep. Most of these hacks, and I talked about one this morning on my video. Most of these are through your phone. That's what it is. It's bad security on your phone. You get SIM swapped, right? And you've got these apps on your phone, and anybody can access them once they get access to your phone. They can access your apps. Because you don't have two-factor authentication on each app, right? And that's what I said this morning. I was like, why do you have Coinbase on your phone? Do you buy and sell like crypto on your phone? No. Most of us use a computer, right? Because we want to use the advanced trading. We don't want to just be lazy on our phone, right? So don't have the app on your phone. Oh, and we want to check it someday. Is it worth the security risk? Somebody does a swim swap and all they have to do is hit the Coinbase app and they're in? No two-factor authentication, no nothing. They're just in? I think that's what happened to this Coinbase wallet too. Someone just got into their phone and just tapped a button. The guy who posted on X that I referenced this morning had Coinbase, Binance, and Trust Wallet. All funds emptied out. He said device, but I know what that meant. That was his phone. He got SIM swapped and he got cleared out. Now, luckily, he had two-factor authentication on his MyDoge app, and they didn't get his Dogecoin that was in MyDoge, but he lost everything else. And it's just like, why do you have all of this on your phone? Now, can this happen on Robinhood? So Robinhood, you got to have the PIN, right? And that's the same with MyDoge, right? A MyDoge app has a PIN each time you enter. So if you get SIM swapped, right? They're not going to get into Robinhood because of the PIN code to get into the app. So that's good, right? That's good. And then same with MyDoge. But as I've said many times, keeping your crypto, right, is more important than buying it and making money on it. It's not how much you buy, it's how much you keep, right? Security, number one importance. Not losing your crypto. Let's hold above 16 Oz. Right now, look at this. It is going up. Let's go. We're up to 16.3 now. So this is a nice recovery happening right now at the moment. All right, Christoph. Hey, nice of you to stop in. Thank you. Have a good dinner. And we got games coming. I pointed that out in this morning's video. Doge OS, the first game is now targeted to be released in August, with 14 more coming by the end of the year. Games where you can earn Dogecoin. And on many of them, it's Doginals, NFTs, and you can trade them and buy them and do all kinds of things. That could be fun. So Joseph, this is just what I've been saying. October, November. This is my thesis. Doesn't mean that's what's going to happen, but this is what I've been talking about now for almost 7 months now. I've been on this plan. Trading thousands on a phone doesn't feel right. I know, right? I do all my trading on a computer except for Robinhood, and that's stock swing trading. I do that on my phone. But again, it's a PIN code, and you can't transfer any money on or off the Robinhood platform without having like your Google Authenticator. Now, if they have your phone, they have access to Google Authenticator. So that's the weakness in that, but at least you have a PIN to get into the app. If you don't set a PIN for these other apps, like Trust Wallet, you have to set a PIN for it. You can. It's not, that isn't the default though. The default is you just hit the Trust Wallet app button and you go right in, and you don't have to do the PIN. You have to go and you have to actually turn on the PIN. And that guy probably didn't do that. So just delete the Coinbase app on the phone. Not worth taking the risk. Exactly. Just delete it. You don't need a Coinbase app on your phone. Definitely not worth it. And I know with eSIMs and all that, the whole SIM swap thing is harder to do. But hackers, they're good. And they keep upping their game. You got to stay ahead of them. Zombie, you have 55 Doge. So when Doge hits $1, you'll have $55. Okay. You think November, CDC? I've been saying October, November. It gives me a 1 month swing there, right? Plus, we know in history over the months, October and November have both been good months. Look at Doge, up to 1635 now. Look at it go. We've been begging for Doge to hit $1 now. It's just a waste of time. Man. Everyone liked the stream aesthetic. DW, where you been? I've been talking about this like every stream for like 2 weeks now. And I know you probably haven't been watching, but I've been very consistent about it. Is it 100% guaranteed? No. Nothing in life is 100% guaranteed. Part of it is a feeling. But we do have Doge ETFs expected to be approved in October. We've got X money, which is going to launch on X. Without Dogecoin, as I've already said, and somebody else again accused me of like, oh, now you're saying that eventually Dogecoin is going to be on X. And I was like, no, I've always said on day one, Dogecoin is not going to be part of X money. But X money should launch right around October timeframe, and it's going to be the expectation that eventually Dogecoin will be added, which will be the hype, and Dogecoin will pump a little bit. Because that's how Dogecoin works. And House of Doge is continuing to build partnerships and what's going to happen by the fall. All of this is all going to snowball, in my opinion. It's all going to snowball. And then you're going to get other alts running, which happens in the fall of the 4-year bull cycles. And we could have a lot of fun. All of that is my reasoning. And Elon is a wild card, of course. I'd like to get my bag up to 1 million. Go bank free. Exactly. Bank free, baby. Do I trust Elon and X money to use that app to do all my transactions through? We'll see. We'll see. Hey, Q-Stick, how are you? Will Elon mention Doge again? That's the wild card, Asa. That's what I've been saying. Elon's the wild card in all of this. Dogecoin can still do very well, in my opinion, without Elon. But with Elon, if he does something crazy, that's worth owning some Dogecoin for. Just that alone. That's worth owning some Dogecoin. But just in case. SP, how are you? What's up? We're hanging today. You know, one of these things is like, you got to earn it with Dogecoin. Nothing easy. Everybody wants to just buy it and have it rocket to the moon and we all make a ton of money. Not this cycle. Not this cycle. This cycle is testing us. It's testing us. A lot of people have already dropped out. Doge is dead, sold their Dogecoin. They're gone. They're gone. But the rest of us, we're earning it. We're earning it every day. We start to see the green candles, and then what happens? A big, ugly red candle shows up and says, nope, not that easy. It's not that easy. Without Elon going to the moon, without Elon, we're going to the moon. With Elon, we're going to Mars. There you go, Pedro. Testing our belief. Exactly, DW. Exactly. Testing us. What I'm calling today, earning it. We're earning it, guys. And this summer is not going to be easy. We're going to chop. We're going to have these, where is that one? We're going to have the ups and downs with the leverage, right? We're going to see dips to take out leveraged longs. We're going to see quick runs up to take out the shorts and then come diving back down. Like all of that is going to still happen. Meanwhile, big public companies will continue to hoard Bitcoin. It's like an arms race. Who can get more Bitcoin? That is not what Satoshi wanted with Bitcoin. That's not what he wanted. But that's what it has become. Harold, you do all your buying on Coinbase and then you transfer to Exodus wallet. It initiates a pin only when you send out. Yeah, there was a guy, though, last year that made a video where somebody hacked into his Coinbase account, was able to sell all of his crypto to Tether. Did they do it to Tether or did they do it? Oh, no, they did it to USD. They sold to USD And then they changed the bank account in the account. And they were able to change the bank account without having to enter a PIN. All they had to put in was the Google Authenticator number. And since they had access to his phone, they had access to Google Authenticator. And that's how they did it. They sold the cash. They changed the bank associated with the account. And they emptied out the cash because they couldn't transfer the crypto. It was something like that. They knew. Basama Rajama, how are you? Fed rate cut in September. Yes. And then we'll see between October and December when the second rate cut will be. But I definitely think the first one will be in September. I don't think there's going to be one in July, which is the next FOMC end of July. But yes, September. Some people like TA, some people like CA. Yeah, I'm the CA guy. Exactly. I mean, I like Tom Crown. I like what he does, but that doesn't have any bearing on where things are going because it hit a certain fib line or the golden pocket or any of that stuff. Doesn't matter. None of that matters. Is it harder to hold through volatility and sell when the price goes up, or is it harder to sell for a loss because you don't have patience? Exactly. Well, you know my theory. You don't sell on the red candles unless you're holding a piece of crap that you know is a piece of crap and it's time to get out of it. Every once in a while, you do get into something that turns into a piece of crap. You take the L. Mine was a timing thing for the house. I had to take the L on Bohm. I had to take the L on Optimism. You know, a name like Optimism. Why should you have to sell for a loss? But I did. Loopering, took the L on that one. That turned into a big piece of crap. Was it hard to sell those? Nope. It was like, fine. I blew it on those. Took the L. Hey, Ray, how are you? My average price change on Robinhood profile. Yeah, I don't know. Again, as I say, you should take control of the crypto that you buy, and you should keep your own account of what you bought on what date and not rely on the exchanges to calculate it all for you. A lot of people were saying their averages changed. I don't care because I have all of my crypto written down on a spreadsheet, so I know what my averages are. Now, I don't rely on one exchange, though. I bought crypto on multiple exchanges, so that keeps me true. Plus, I've transferred a lot of it off to like my Ledger and my Exodus and MyDoge wallet. And so the wallets don't know what exchange that crypto came from. Like on my Ledger, I have Robinhood and old Binance.us crypto is on this ledger, and Coinbase. A lot more on my Exodus wallet from Coinbase, and the crypto that's on here now, it doesn't know whether it came from Robinhood or Binance US. It doesn't know. So that's why I keep my spreadsheets, so I know where all my crypto came from and what their prices were. But if you've only bought on Robinhood and that's it, you'll get a 1099 from them right at the end of the year on what you've sold. What you've bought doesn't matter. Your average doesn't matter. Your average It doesn't matter at all. The only thing that matters is what you bought at what price. And when you eventually sell it, what your tax liability is. That's really all that matters. And if all you do is trade on Robinhood and you keep it all on Robinhood, you never transfer anything off, they'll take care of you with a 1099 form at the end of each year, and you're good. Your average really doesn't matter. You like TNA. Nice, Brian. Yes. T's and A's. I do not know who Mitch Ray is, Jonathan. Who is Mitch Ray? Is he another one of those kind of reverse Kramer kind of guys? Always saying the wrong thing? Harold, I don't believe I got to thank you for the 668 Doge. Joseph Nemish. Thanks for all the hard work. You're welcome. Formerly known as Joseph Nemish. Appreciate it. Thank you. Art. The art scholar. I took a loss on almost everything and then bought Doge on the 14-cent dip. Full belief that it will turn around. Sticking with that belief. Buying on the dips. You're going to earn it too. You're going to earn it. Just like the rest of us. We're going to earn it. Now, there are some who will come in, right, the end of September, early October, right before the big run, if it indeed happens like I think it will, and they're going to get lucky. They're going to get lucky. Now, they're not going to buy in as low as prices as we are, because the price will be a little higher than it is now. But they'll buy, and then in the next few days, Doge will take off, and they'll be like, oh, this is easy. Buy and make a lot of money. There's going to be a few people like that. They don't earn it. They're not earning it. We're the ones who are earning it by going through a choppy summer, as predicted. Oh, why is Doge going down? I told you. This is the summertime, guys. It's not up only in the summer. Are we about to get engulfed? It's a 15-minute chart. Doesn't matter. We're zoomed in on the 15-minute chart. But this is what I mean, right? Once you start feeling good and got these green candles, and then all of a sudden a red one comes and thunk. It's like, yep, so much for that. CDC taking a loss on PopCat. Yeah, PaxCat is too. PaxCat's PopCat portfolio. It's not looking good. Not looking good. Isaac and your 25,000 Doge. Got in right before the big 2024 run. Thought I was a genius. Right. And then what happened? You're still holding. Right. Yep. Yeah, but you're killing it on some other trades, though. So, I mean, Circle. I mean, come on. Did you sell all the Circle? Did you sell all the Circle stock? Because it came down quite a bit. It seems to maybe have bottomed from what I could tell, right? Right here at 200. 200 seems to be the bottom here. But look at that. 296. I guess top was maybe 298, almost 300. And then the big sell-off, profit taking, big profit taking from 300 all the way down to 200. But you said you sold some up here. So that's awesome. That's a good way to do it because you don't know what the top is going to be. You don't know what's going to happen. So it's not an all or nothing deal, right? So you sell some of it, you take that profit, and you see where it goes. That was a good deal. But if you sell at 300 and buy back in at 200, that's a nice swing trade. And that appears to be the range with Circle. Now up 8% today, back to 213. Yeah, Doge is like, ugh. I've got my IPO shares left. The others I picked up were sold. Cool. CDC still holding on to that 30-cent Doge. Yeah, we'll get back there. You're talking about the monthly candles. If we close the month engulfed. Monthly. I have not zoomed out to the monthly in a while. Oh, yeah. I can get rid of my note here. Well, it'll be the lowest monthly close since last October is what it'll be. Lowest monthly close since last October. And if it goes even lower than this, it'll be since last September. So yeah, not great. Yeah, I don't think we're going to go back up over 17 cents this weekend. I mean, we could, but the chop is real. I sold most of my crypto right here. That's where the majority of my crypto was sold. End of January, beginning of February. I sold a little bit up here. You can see the little red dot right there. But the bulk of it was sold there, right when the tariff fears were starting. Of course, I already had the accepted offer on the house, which was the catalyst I had to sell. And I was like, as soon as that tariff thing was hitting, I was like, I got to sell now. So that's where I sold. I didn't sell all my Dogecoin, though. In hindsight, yeah, probably should have sold it all and bought it all back at a lower price, but I held the rest of it. Yeah, not good. Yeah, we're having a nice green candles here to begin the live stream, right? Everything is going great. Woot, woot, right? Woot, woot. Harold says, woot, woot. And then dumpage. That's why I say we earn it, guys, because we got to live through this crap. Trump just said they finished a deal with China on tariffs. I don't think anybody believes anything is finished, Zach. When it comes to Trump, especially a deal with nothing's finished. And we have to see what the Chinese say, too, to confirm it. So, yeah, I don't believe it. Buy, move to my cold wallet, repeat. Yep, I'm looking long term. Long term, not trading it, but buying and hodling. That's how most people have made big money in crypto. Buying early, holding for many years. And this is all just chop. Doesn't matter. In the big picture of things, it doesn't matter. Hey, Max. Dogecoin commercial adoption is slowly starting to build. But it's just a bunch of little guys right now. We don't have the big boys yet. So we wait. Patiently wait. While all the focus is on the publicly traded companies that are all buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. So right now, this is all the year of the Bitcoin. Something's got to change it, and I think that is Doge. I think that is Doge. We need the big bull run of 2025 to happen with Dogecoin. He was rushed on the China deal so he could start to build his new cell phones. Trump is going to make cell phones? Or is that for Apple? For Apple to make cell phones in the United States. I think that's what Trump was trying to get done. We got PaxCat. That we do. For as dumb as that cat is, we've got him. Real estate RWAs or commercial adoption for Dogecoin. I don't know if the whole real estate thing on blockchains, how that's going to work. I still don't see it yet. Somebody's going to build something, but adoption of that is going to take a long time. I think there's going to be a lot of attention on Dogecoin when the ETFs start. Which again, I think is going to be October. And Dogecoin is going to get a lot of attention then. But this whole thing about real world assets on blockchains, that's going to take a long time. Yep, X, long time. I miss when Robinhood had a live chat for Dogecoin. We used to talk about what color Lamborghini we were going to buy. Oh. That was crazy. 2021 was a crazy year for Doge and Robinhood. Trump is going to make cell phones. Who's going to buy a Trump phone? What's it going to run? Is it going to be like a Samsung? It's just going to run Android? Did he make a deal with Google? Do we really need another phone? Ugh. There have been a lot of other companies that have tried and failed to make phones. Oh, man. I got to see what the details are. Trump phone. Why did the new Trump phone move from made in America to assembled in the USA to now just American proud? Well, there is a phone. The T1. Trump's organization is launching Trump Mobile, a US-made gold smartphone. Model T1 phone. Refresh rate, camera, battery, fingerprint sensor, AI face unlock. Yeah, but what's it running on? This isn't just another smartphone, bold step toward wireless independence, designed with American values in mind. Blah, 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 blah. Somebody said it's a Chinese-made phone. Interesting. I don't know. I'm not getting one. I'm good. Ask Grok. Ah, good idea, Matt. Good idea. This is when inquiring minds need to know. What OS does the Trump phone use? There we go. Come on, Grok. Android. It's an Android. That's all it is. Just another Android. Looks like gold shovelware. I know, right? Out of country calls on the Trump phone will have tariffs placed on it. I love it. Yeah, it should have Doge OS. Exactly. Let's make phones great again. Oh, God. Oh. Look at this crap. The summer of chop. I told you guys. The summer of chop. You can use his voice for voicemail. Yeah, you can do that on any phone. Just have AI give you a Trump voice. If you'd ever want to do that. I don't know who would really want to do that, though. Ugh. And here I thought we were on a nice run this afternoon. Dogecoin going up, going to test 16.4. Nope. Summer of chop. Bitcoin started moving up and dumped. So this is Bitcoin's fault, guys. Look at the big red candles on Bitcoin. And we just follow along. Oh. Following along. So who are the big winners today? Who's up today? DEX, BitGet, Aptos, Maple Syrup back up. We're still up. Bitcoin Cash, KuCoin, and Litecoin. And the losers are Kaya, Say, Pi. Well, Say, of course, is still retracing from that 30% week. Pi has been yo-yoing up and down. Probably a good thing to swing trade. SPX, Celestia, WIF, SWE, Jasmine coming back down. Zcash, there's Bonk, Pengu. Ugh. Doge just kind of hanging up and down. Yeah, how are we doing on coin count? That's a good question, XGen. What's everyone's coin? Because this is the thing, right? It's going to be coin count when it comes to the fall. If my whole theory works out, it's like, how much coin count do you have? Because it's going to be the number of coins. It's not going to be what price you bought it at. It's just what is your count? So mine's 450,000 plus or minus. I'll just say 450,000. That's about where I am going into the fall. Might be a little more. We'll see. 450,000 Doge. SP at 420. Isaac at 29 for a young guy. Yeah, but you're doing good, Isaac. You're doing good. Dr. Tom at 78, lower fifth, 38. Rolling Rob 40. G-Boy 180. Will 200. Jason, million. He's in the Millie Club. 236,000-ish. Yeah, Matt. Zombie's got his 55. TW 480, Flow still 180, Shaj at 160, targeting 200. It's all about the coin count. Mars 261,000. Nice. Again, it's all about the coin count. And when we have dips, those are opportunities to increase your coin count. If you're following along the same narrative I am and you're thinking about this fall, it's like, Giamortal, 90,000. Right. Always the jokester. Can you explain how the buy-in price doesn't matter? Right. If Dogecoin goes to the moon, it's all about how many coins you have, not what price you bought them at. That's all I mean, Matt. It's just a fun thing to say. 13,000. Plus a bonus 33 on Coinbase. 33 is the number. Oz doesn't even know. I have no idea. No idea. $36,000. I don't know my exact number because it's all spread out like in 6 different places, 7 different places. I'd have to go dig out my spreadsheets. Jim Mortal, 90,000. If the price is below my average, SP says I buy more. Doug, slowly adding. It's about coin count. Easy way to think about it. If Doge goes to $1, the number of coins you have is the number of dollars it is worth. $84,000, Doug. Mike, 437,000. Art Scholar, 13,000. Euro Vinci, just a bunch of zeros. I know, 16.4. We just can't get there. But yeah, the whole market did that. Doge was just reacting to Bitcoin. Bitcoin went up, touched 108, and then dumped. It was all on Bitcoin. Bitcoin touched 108,000 and dumped. I know, Ryan, you were just a little off. 50. Oh, you forgot the zero. Right. How many are you going to be at the time September rolls around? Isaac has a good point. Fresh out of college, risky. Wake me up when September comes. Right? When September comes. Yeah, I know, Vinci. I got you. Yeah, are there people here listening in that don't hold any Dogecoin, and you're just listening in for the entertainment value or edutainment value, I should say? We should have some kind of lurking there, kind of lurking, listening in, seeing what's going on, fairly entertained. The Safe Moon people. They're wondering what to do next because they got totally grifted and fooled. The poor Safe Moon people. A lot waiting to buy. Yeah, waiting for that 10-cent Doge, right? Waiting for 10-cent Dogecoin. You know what this was? This was just taking out or the shorts. This was taking out the shorts on Bitcoin up to 108, and now they're dumping it. These are market makers. They're dumping the price now to take out the leverage longs. Still within the same band that we were looking at earlier. Right there. Right? Take out the shorts, take out the longs, take out the shorts, take out the longs, bounce up and down, up and down, up and down. That's what this is. Daddy Zeus, how are you? 15,000 Dogecoin count. All right. What's new, sunshine? I'm talking about coin count. How many Doge you got? While we're chopping. You need dips on those the 1st and the 15th of each month. Right. When you get paid. You're going to put a bumper sticker on your car, a Doge bumper sticker. When the pump really comes, you can show it off. Don't underestimate with administration change, more crypto-friendly SEC. It's all slowly building, but we're summertime chop now, so. Yeah, I still think the ETF is going to take the whole 240 days. So I'm still just waiting for October. I saw there was a post about one of the companies, maybe it was Bitwise, that just refiled again. So at least the communication is going on with the SEC. In 2029, Dogecoin, $15. Christian wants 1 million. Good goal. 1 million Doge. Parker, don't hold much Doge. Pengu, Aerodrome, Popcat, Render, AVAX, Whiff, Toshi. All in on those alts there, huh? It hasn't, 2025 has not been an alt-friendly year. They've all had their little runs, though, every now and then. I know, Ryan. Doge stickers. Doge stickers. Thank you for the reminder. See, I'm bad at marketing myself. I'm really bad at it. Did you guys know I have a merch store? Did you guys know that? I got a merch store. Link is in the description below. And yes, you can get stickers. Look at that. You can get Doge stickers. And a Bitcoin sticker if you want one. I threw a couple Bitcoin ones in there. But yeah. Stickers in the merch store. Thanks for the reminder, Ryan. I'm terrible at marketing that stuff. Oh. You converted all the Pepe last night? I'm still holding my initial 500 mil and waiting for a dip to buy maybe 500 more and maybe to carry that forward for the next big run. I know, right? Every scrap you make goes into crypto now. Why would you give any of your money away when you can buy crypto with it? Zombie, you were trading futures starting from zero. Yeah. That's how you learn, though. That's how you learn. Unfortunately, it's painful. I get it. Oz, why, you ask? I'm a millionaire. Pepe token millionaire. The Pepe. You know, Pepe's going to $1. Did you hear that? No. A-star, goal to have 400,000 Doge. Q-stick. Sold. Looking to buy back in. I just buy on spot with Robinhood. Have a Ledger Nano X wallet. Only deal with Bitcoin and Doge. Little Pepe. Keep it simple. Alonzo, how are you? 218,000 Doge. Nice stash. Thanks for chatting. Ramon, 1.1 million Doge. Oh, that's what you've added. You've got a big Doge back. You've got big bags, Ramon. Big bags. But now zero Pepe. You got no Pepe. Those were some big Pepe trades that you made, though. So Parker did his count for 3,000 Doge. May need to sell some other coins to get more. You've got a few months. Just look at the trading pairs between Doge and those others. And when one of those others starts spiking up against Dogecoin, that's when you flip over to Doge. That's when you flip over. If you hold this other coin and it spikes up while Doge is sitting still and you want more Doge, take your profit on that other coin and then buy Doge. That's how you make out. Yeah, Ryan. And there are some who are still questioning Ramon's truthfulness here. And I get that. Someone who comes on and starts talking about all these big buys, and it's just like, there are others who are kind of like, I will be here on Saturday, Sunshine, but it will be a crypto chat. We'll talk about other stuff too, though. We tried the non-crypto thing last Saturday. Half the people just wanted to talk crypto. So we ended up just pulling up the charts and talking crypto. I'll try and weave something fun into it that is non-crypto, but for the most part, yeah, it'll be crypto. I'll find a nice other topic though. We had a nice one going yesterday with Costco hot dogs. So I got to come up with something like that. It gets everyone engaged talking about something else. But we'll still talk about crypto and Doge and all that. All right, Isaac. Yep, the merch store is always there. Links are in all of my descriptions for my videos and live streams. Lobo reduced a little bit to 260. 260,000 is a good bag. I know, Ramon. Maybe you're full of soup. That's like that James Wynn guy. It's just like, is that guy for real? I mean, he does show the trades, and those are real numbers, but we don't know the whole story going on behind the scenes there. Don't really know. Yeah. Who would lie on the internet? I mean, come on, Ryan. Everybody tells the truth on the internet, and everybody is real. Of course. Is there anything else? I tried on Saturday. I was like, yeah, let's talk about other things going on in the world besides crypto. Nope. Charlotte in the house. Good evening, Charlotte. Basing inflation on the cost of a Costco. I mean, it was fun, Mike. It was fun. We had a great chat going on with the Costco hot dogs. Yeah, no soup for James, that's for sure. Loser. I still think there's something else to the story there that's going on behind the scenes. But I thought it was a kind of a hyper liquid kind of promotional thing at first. I don't know. There's something going on. Long day at work, Charlotte. I get it. I get it. Had a successful business for about 25 years. Hey, you build a successful business that gives you some equity, cash to play with. Absolutely. And why not make some more? I've been trading for 6 years straight, never sold any Doge. But you did round trip. I get that. Wynn has been posting trades on his market simulator apps and leveraging the opposite directions to bait the market makers. So when he says that he's shorted Bitcoin heavily, is that his trade or is that his simulation? And he's really going long. He's probably hedging, no doubt. But this idea of using simulator apps is interesting. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, because you could. I mean, that's what George Cryptos R Us does with his portfolio, right? It's just a simulation. There's no real money there. Where I made my KrissPax portfolio with real money. And we did the trading live. And so I made all the purchases live during live streams. And you all saw exactly what was being purchased, which was a hint, like wink, wink, nod, nod. You guys could have done the same thing. Some of you did. But it was in the summer of 2023, and there just wasn't a lot of interest in crypto at the time. But we bought Bitcoin at 26,000. We bought Dogecoin at 6 cents and even at 5.9 cents. We bought Jasmy at 0.003. That's right, a third of a penny for Jasmy. Yeah, I know, Zombie. I'm trying not to look at it. I'm trying not to look at it. I'll extend the line over. I didn't want to really acknowledge that, but yeah. I was hoping we'd be above the orange line They wouldn't have to look at that. Look at Bitcoin down to 1069 now. See? Stupid Bitcoin. Only 2 years ago, but it feels like a lifetime. I know, but it was real. You were here. I know you were here. But that's how you get these kinds of prices, which I'm about to show you as soon as it loads. Loading. There it was. 2 years ago, we made this portfolio. I put in $10,000. And even now, in the summer of 2025, when we're all feeling bearish and everything's down, that $10,000 is worth $24,730. Still up over a 2x. It's a 2.5x. And here's our prices. Doge 0.061, Bitcoin 26.9, XRP 58 cents, Jasmy 0.003, ETH 1,640, Algorand 10 cents, even Sheeb 0.0000083. Even up on that. Not a lot. Litecoin is up. Stacks is down, but that was because we sold Polygon, Matic, that was going to turn to Pole. And it's a good thing we did, because that crypto stinks. Stinks to all rotten hell. So glad I got out of that. And then SWI is up 53%. The SWI we bought at $1.69. So it's like 2 years ago, this is what I was buying. And this is a real portfolio with real money, not the simulator fake thing that George does. I put my money behind it just to prove, back in the summer of 2023, it didn't matter what you bought and when you bought it. You didn't have to even wait for the dips. We just bought it live, whatever the price was, market price, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And it's still up, even with this huge pullback. I mean, this was $50,000 last winter. So we've lost half the value in this. But yet I hold. Waiting for the fall. Fall 2025. That was the whole plan. Fall 2025. Bitcoin's not helping. It would take 8 years at 7% to double in a bank. Yeah. Yeah, just move the line down. Exactly, Sanjay. Just move the lines. No stinking lines. Hey, we just got back above it. Now it's just a wick. It's just a wick. It's like it didn't even happen. Today, one of my clients told me that her brother-in-law is into crypto. She said he owns XRP, and you laughed. XRP. Oh, that's funny. Do you accept XRP as payment in your store? No, you do not. You don't accept XRP. Only Doge. Pumptober? That's what we're hoping for. That is what we're hoping for. But stupid Bitcoin, though, is just going to do its thing. That was all leverage. That was a big move. Big move up to take out shorts and then dump it to take out longs. These are new longs that were just created today, thinking that they could ride the green candles up with leverage. Nope. They got taken out. Rinse, repeat. Rinse and repeat. I might even get banned for that, Charlotte. Banned. Get the boot. Go visit MJ in Never Neverland. US-China trade tariff deal has no effect because nobody believes it. That's why. Nobody believes it. Even aftermarket on stocks, from what I'm looking at, stocks are down too after market. Or even, close to even. I had 4,000 XRP, never pumped, been holding. No big moves, so boring. Sold to buy Doge. No. You don't want to go to Never Neverland, Sean. You don't want to be there. You'd have to create an alt account. Oh, that's right. You already have one. I forgot. You already have one. Robinhood stock is at all-time high, so I hope you bought low. Is now the time to be buying Robinhood stock? It's up there. Me too, Ramon. I want everyone to do well. Alt season to finally come. October, November, let's go. Alt season. Everybody get rich, even if you hold stupid XRP. Fine. Whatever. Everybody make money. That's what I want. Everybody make money. Abraham, if Bitcoin hits an all-time high next week, will Doge be up 22? No. Because Bitcoin isn't that far away from its all-time high. That would be a huge move by Doge to all of a sudden be 22 to 25 cents. And Bitcoin going up to 110 isn't going to do that. Unfortunately, Doge has to move on its own. It needs its own big news. Who knows? Maybe our friend, Mr. Elon, will do some kind of Dogecoin tweet. Right? Maybe our friend Elon will do a Dogecoin tweet. He's the wild card, Mr. Elon. He's the wild card. Max, you're just doing that to rile me, I can tell. 10 cents. 10-cent Doge. Ugh. Hugo, we don't know yet. Again, it depends on what the catalysts are. If it's just the ETFs and everything else is still the same, maybe the 30s is as high as we go. Maybe. That's what happened in the fall of 2021. Dogecoin went up to 73 cents, dropped all the way to 16.15, and as high as it got was 35 in the fall. While Bitcoin went to a new all-time high of 69K. The highest Dogecoin got on the rebound was 35 cents. And now we're talking Bitcoin well over 100. And 35 cents might be all that Doge does again, maybe. Yes, Max, we know that, especially if you wanted to buy more. 10-cent Doge. 10-cent Doge. All right, gang, that's what we got for tonight. Look, We started to go up, and then stupid Bitcoin dumped. Again, it was all the leverage, market maker stuff, all of that. That's all that was. Dogecoin followed. Here we are in the blue line at 16 cents. I hope everybody has a good Thursday evening. We'll be back on Friday. More fun. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, all of that. Share KrissPax out on social media, all you can. We do have some fun here too, even though we're in the summer of chop. Have a good evening, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.